This is new on News 5 at 10. A man is heartbroken and appalled by what he says he saw when he went to check on his dog being cremated.
Now, this happened at Lasting Paws in Colorado Springs. Now, the man speaking to News 5, hoping his experience is not a trend. News 5's Natalie Chuck in studio after speaking with this grieving pet owner. What do you have to say, Natalie?
Well, Rob, Jeremy DeWall is an avid dog lover. He says they are like his kids. But in the last year, he has sadly had to put 3 of his dogs down and they have passed away. All of them were cremated by Lasting Paws, and he says he never had a bad experience until the most recent one.
Nice job, Spark.
If there is one thing Jeremy DeWall knows, it's that all of his dogs go to heaven.
How you doing? You gonna drink some water soon?
But until now, he has never worried about what happened to his dogs before their ashes ended up here in his home.
Tommy, he was kind of the goofball. Everybody called him the gentle giant.
Tommy passed away unexpectedly at the emergency vet, and like the 2 dogs before him, DeWall arranged for Tommy to be cremated. He says he typically waited about 1 week for his other dog's ashes to get back to him. But over 2 weeks went by before DeWall called the crematorium Lasting Paws.
I said, when is he being cremated? I would like to know when. And her response was, when we get to it. And I flat out told her that is not a very good answer for someone who just lost their loved one.
So DeWall decided to show up in person to ask about Tommy's ashes. But he says what he saw is still burned in his memory. He says the door to the building where the cremations actually happen was open, just like it is here. And inside, he could see stacks of blue and black trash bags. After talking to staff, he believes those were animals waiting to be cremated.
I flat out asked her and said, you know, is my dog in that pile? I want to know where he is. This is ridiculous and it's not acceptable. And she said, I don't know. And I said, I want to see him. And she said, in normal conditions, we're hesitant on taking people in there. Right now, it's horrific.
The staff told DeWall they were trying to do the right thing and said they were suffering from staffing shortages like so many other industries. A few days later, Tommy's ashes were ready, and DeWall noticed a refrigerated truck had been brought in, which he says was not there before. Lasting Paws gave News 5 a statement saying in part, upon learning of the delays in Colorado Springs, we took immediate action to resolve the situation. We have focused on hiring additional staff, and with the installation of our new equipment, we are now operating at normal service levels. I did talk to a local veterinarian who also reached out to Lasting Paws with concerns. She toured the facility after they said problems were being addressed. She says she is comfortable they have resolved the issues and will continue to monitor the business closely moving forward.
You're a smart boy, aren't you?
But for DeWall, what he says he experienced at Lasting Paws makes him rethink ever getting another dog cremated and leaves him wondering how something like this could happen in the first place.
These are animals who entrusted in humans throughout their entire life, and to be treated by people in this way in their last time that their body is, you know, essentially in its form on this earth is just, it's unacceptable.
Just so you know, I spoke with Lasting Paws for several days. They let me come tour part of the facility, but not the actual crematorium, and they would not let me film any of it. The company says animals have never been piled on top of one another, but they are typically placed on racks instead. They would not answer specific questions about how many animals generally are on their waiting list, how many were on the waiting list when they were delayed, and which pieces of equipment were broken, referring me only to their statement, which you can read in full on KOAA.com.